This video is for those that let Satan trick them. Temptation is not the sin itself. It's when you act on the temptation of something is when it breeds sin. You can find that in the Bible, it's in the scriptures. The problem is Satan tricks us saying, well, if we're tempted, we've already gone this far, we might as well complete the full sin. Don't let Satan trick you. When you're tempted in life, and this goes for all areas, this goes for lust, this goes for overeating, this goes for getting drunk, this goes for doing drugs. When you are tempted, the sin has not given birth yet. You haven't given birth to the sin. It's the temptation. But if you conceive, you give birth to that sin. So if you act on that temptation that you have, if you are going out to eat and you're eating and you know you're getting full, but you still have a lot of food, and if you eat all of that food and you are so stuffed, you were tempted to keep eating, and you kept eating and you fell into that sin. Yes, stuffing our bodies to the max when we are so full that we make ourselves sick either that evening or the next day, I do believe that that's a type of sin. Just like when we are tempted, let's say we barely make enough money, but we're tempted to buy something we really want. It's at a good price, but we know that we really shouldn't. We should save that money. Well, you are tempted. I believe that if you foolishly buy something when you know you need to save that money, when you know you need that money, you're also sinning. I truly believe that in my heart. But if you're tempted to, but you don't actually do it, you didn't conceive the sin. You didn't give birth to the sin. And I think the same thing goes with lust. For example, if I'm out walking and there is a pretty girl walking or jogging, and I glance and I see, and that Satan puts that temptation of, oh, she's pretty, in your mind. If I would then turn around and stare, and stuff like that, or go home and do something and give birth to sin, then you actually sin. But the temptation itself, if fought off, if turned away from, does not give birth to sin. Like I said, if there's a pretty girl walking, oh, she's pretty, wow, she's beautiful. Okay, you know what? All right, out of my mind, done. Not even going to give it any more thought. You cut down what could have led to sin. And the same thing goes with people online. Being an online influencer, people are constantly messaging me online. If I would be tempted to get attention from another female, especially another female, then I could breathe that into sin. So this is why we shut down.
Total distance 6 miles, minutes and.
This is why we shut down sin. This is why we shut down temptation. This is why we don't allow it to win. Because when you shut down temptation, you are stopping the sin. So whatever it is, if your coworkers are giving you attention, that attention can lead to more. You see, we need to study temptation and we need to shut it down because we all love attention. We all love things. For example, if a girl's being overly friendly to me and I engage with her and we're talking and I see that it could lead somewhere. I'm tempted to flirt, or I'm tempted to say something that I shouldn't, or she's saying something that she, shouldn't to a married person. We need to have we need to understand that temptation to continue it will lead to sin. Temptation always leads to sin if continued, if you live in it. So my friends, whatever it is in life, learn the temptation, and if God puts even a thought in your mind that this could lead to a sin, shut it down instantly. I don't care if you are good friends with someone, you know, I don't care if you are a guy and you're best friends with a girl and you're tempted or whatever, shut it down. If you have to end the friendship, because temptation will lead to sin if you live in it long enough. So my friends, don't let Satan win. Never let him win over you. We all know when we're tempted at something. We all know it. Men, women, we know. So when we're tempted, shut it down. If you're tempted to gossip, we all know this. If, you know, there's something going on and we want to gossip, we're tempted to say some stuff, we're tempted to gossip, shut it down, because gossip breeds sin if you continue engaging with it. If you think something or you hear something from someone and you're like, oh, I'm going to go tell this person. Now, I do believe that between husband and wife, you can tell each other everything. You can gossip about stuff between your husband and wife because two are one. I truly believe that. But outside of your husband and your wife, outside of your marriage, I believe that it's not right to gossip about stuff because it breeds sin. Because gossiping is a sin. The Bible talks about it over and over. So, my friends, when you're tempted to gossip to somebody other than your spouse, when you're tempted to gossip, shut it down and don't do it. Don't fall into that sin. We need to learn temptations and we need to fight these sins.